Hey guys, how's it going? Give me just 1 second here, we'll get started. Looks like I have everything pulled up. First and foremost, I do want to mention this before I get started with the weather chat. I'm going to do a live briefing going over everything from Friday, Saturday to Sunday, severe weather, rainfall, all that good stuff. This live weather briefing is sponsored by 1312 Cleaning and Restoration. They're my go-to cleaning and restoration service in the state of Arkansas. They're based out of Fort Smith. They travel all over the state and do work. If you encounter a disaster in your home or just a major inconvenience in general, flooding, whatever it could be, 1312 Cleaning and Restoration is who you should reach out to. They're my trusted partner. They're new to the page as well, and they're fantastic. So with that being said, big thanks to 1312 Cleaning and Restoration for sponsoring this live briefing. So let's get started. Obviously, it's Easter weekend. People have a lot of plans. I'm going to be out of town tomorrow night. It's my wife's birthday. We're going out of town, so I won't be around tomorrow evening. I wanted to go ahead and do the briefing today and discuss some stuff for the next few days, whether you're watching live or you're watching a replay. Hopefully, I can answer any questions that you might have. And the first thing that I want to discuss is tomorrow night, so Friday. As you can see on the screen here, I posted about this earlier today. If you don't live in western or northwest Arkansas, the odds of you having any issues from severe weather tomorrow is pretty low. So if you live in Little Rock, Pine Bluff, El Dorado, West Memphis, Jonesboro, Arkadelphia, tomorrow is not really your day. There's a good chance that you might not even see anything tomorrow. But if you live in Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Harrison, other parts of northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Springdale, I could name all the towns. If you live in the yellow shading, there is a chance that tomorrow, especially in the evening, that you could see some activity, and I can loop the radar for you. This is 4 p.m. for Friday, so we're focusing on western Arkansas here. As we go through time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, maybe dealing with some rainfall. Who knows if this is more storms or just general rainfall. But, we can continue through the evening. This is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's kind of hit or miss. A lot of action to our northwest in northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri. Parts of Benton County may be having storms by that, 10 to midnight hour. And it kind of just fizzles with time. I don't really know. Tomorrow evening's kind of an odd forecast. I don't really know how much activity we'll have in western or northwest Arkansas. But the National Weather Service went ahead and included a large chunk of that section of our state for thunderstorms. I'm going to actually be in Tulsa tomorrow evening, so it looks like I'm going to be dealing with storms regardless there in northeast Oklahoma. And then as we go through Friday night, we could have continued opportunities for rain and storms. This is actually 7 a.m. on Saturday. So with that, I'll fast forward to Saturday. We have a severe weather risk for Saturday too, so April 19th. This, once again, is focused in the western and northwestern and north central sections of our state. So if you live in Little Rock, El Dorado, Pine Bluff, Jonesboro, West Memphis, once again, like Friday, you might be missed. You might not have a whole lot of activity whatsoever, but if you live west of Little Rock, especially down I-40 towards Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Mena, Russellville, Harrison, the odds of you seeing thunderstorms on Saturday are a little bit better. And you can see the beginnings of this here. So when we wake up on Saturday morning, if you live here in Arkansas, there's a good chance that you're probably not dealing with anything. So if you have plans on Saturday, some of you guys could be okay. If you live in western Arkansas from Fort Smith, though, up to northwest Arkansas, if you have plans Saturday in the middle of the day, it could be impacted by rain and storms. But if you live in central or eastern, southern Arkansas, if you have plans on Saturday, you might be okay. You can see the emphasis here in the western half of the state. And I think that continues through a large part of the day on Saturday and into Saturday night. I do want to show you real quick before I move over to Sunday what the Euro solution looked like. And the Euro kind of maintains this, but it does bring in a more organized batch of storms into western Arkansas Saturday night, so between like that 5 to 10 p.m. hour. And it moves that in. I think this is what the National Weather Service is concerned about, especially if we have an unstable atmosphere to deal with. Areas west of Little Rock, north of Little Rock, you've got thunderstorm activity here ongoing, and some of this could be strong to severe. And then models kind of fizzle that over time throughout the night. And things settle in, and we settle in for the severe weather risk on Sunday. So this is our severe weather risk on Sunday. So pretty much everybody, no matter where you are, outside of a very small sliver of northwest Arkansas, and I think even then they might add another risk area for this on Sunday, but most of the state, I think, will have an opportunity on Sunday to see a strong storm or two. And the National Weather Service agrees with that. This is their Sunday outlook, and this will change over the next couple of days. But a lot of people asking me about Sunday. It's Easter. Zach, will I see anything? Or are we in our severe weather risk? The odds are the answer is yes. If Conway, Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Arkadelphia, Texarkana, West Memphis, Mountain Home, it doesn't matter. You're likely in a risk unless you live in this small sliver of western parts of the state. And like I said earlier, I think they will add to that. And I'll show you one model solution for Sunday on how storms might behave. This is noon on Sunday, so Easter Sunday. Let's say you go to church on Sunday morning. Maybe you have plans with family. You're going to have some lunch. Most of you guys might be okay Sunday, Easter Sunday. But around noon, 1, 2 o'clock, I think is when thunderstorms start to form. And you can see models really picking up on that possibility between the 1 to 3 p.m. hours west of Little Rock. Little Rock's right here. Fort Smith's right here, kind of in that corridor, the I-40 corridor down to southwest Arkansas and northern sections of the state. This is a lightning intensity model. It does a really good job of showing me where models think thunderstorm activity will start to pick up. So, one second, I'm going to make sure I'm still live. I'm not seeing any chat pop up, and my feed looks like it's frozen. Nope, still live. So, hopefully you can use that as a guideline. I feel like that's a really good guideline that like right after lunch, that 1 p.m. hour on is where most of our state needs to kind of be on the watch for storms. And I'll loop it for you. Storms move from west to east here. So 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock to 5, 6, 7. You can see the models really picking up these wider shades are the models thinking that lightning intensity could pick up. So maybe some stronger storms. And this continues into the evening hours. And I think we're done with this by late Sunday night into early Monday morning. So this little corridor here, we'll say between 3 and maybe 9 to 10 p.m. From central, southern, north central, and eastern Arkansas is maybe where the better potential is. Instability is just not unbelievably impressive for late April. I would like to see if I'm going to be aggressive with my forecast, I would like to see a little bit more. But I mean, these are CAPE values that we're looking at here. Values over 1,000 is enough. And there will be other ingredients at hand too. These are the 850 millibar winds, also known as the low-level jet. I kind of like to call it tornado juice. Without the 850 millibar winds, it's hard to get tornadoes. And you can see we're going to easily have 40, maybe even 50 knots worth of 850 millibar winds over a large part of the state, which means that if we have a couple of storms kind of get their act together and they're able to mature, they could become severe, could produce tornadoes as well. I think we'll only have a few issues on Sunday. I hope I'm right on that. But it doesn't look like the stuff that we dealt with last week or the week before. So I just want to put everyone's mind at ease a little bit on that. I don't think we're looking at a tornado outbreak for Sunday. I think this is just a general round of storms with the potential for a few to kind of get cranky, which is very normal for us in A. We're in the peak tornado season here. So hopefully that kind of answered any questions that you might have. Obviously, I know that some of you are just now joining, so you've probably missed everything I've said. The live video will be on my Facebook and my YouTube and my Twitter for you to go back and watch. You can fast forward, you can rewind all you want if you have questions, but I'll do a quick synopsis before I get off here. Friday, so tomorrow, we have a severe weather risk mainly in western and northwest Arkansas. If you live in central, southern, and eastern Arkansas for Friday, you probably have little to no concerns whatsoever. You might not even see rainfall tomorrow, so Friday. Fast forward to Saturday, kind of the same thing where western and northern Arkansas, northwest northern Arkansas are favored. Once again, if you live in central, southern, or eastern Arkansas, there's a chance that you may have no concerns whatsoever tomorrow or tomorrow evening. But if you live in western sections of the state, you're likely going to have rain in the forecast for a large part of the day, if not more in the afternoon and in the evening. And then fast forward, last but not least, to Easter Sunday. I think that we will have a little bit better potential for widespread storms across most of the state. Storms likely form in western Arkansas midday, right after lunch, move into central Arkansas by mid-afternoon, eastern Arkansas by the evening hours. So everyone likely gets a turn on Sunday, and some of the storms on Sunday could be strong to severe. So if you do have, I'm seeing a lot of questions about church on Sunday morning. It's Easter. A lot of people go to church on Easter. Guys, I think most of you will be okay, unless something changes, and if it does, I'll let you know. I think storms hold off until Sunday early afternoon to mid-afternoon. So if you have church Sunday morning, Maybe you have lunch plans. That my family, we're going to church Sunday morning, and then we have a lunch to go to. My hope is that we can have that done and me home here in the Weather Center by 1 o'clock at the latest, so I can cover if I need to. And I'm sure most of you are probably in the same boat. You want to be able to get home and avoid the problems. So I do want to remind everyone one last time, I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday trip. We're going to Tulsa, so if we have severe weather, I'll have coverage on the page via post. But on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be home, and I'll provide live coverage if we have any severe tornado warnings and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know that this is kind of an odd time to do a briefing, but I've got a lot of stuff going this evening. And I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to be updated on the weather this weekend. Obviously, if you're not watching this live and you're watching it back, rewinding it, fast forwarding it, if you have any questions that you feel like I didn't answer, feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to go in and try to answer that, or you can send me a message. So my name is Zachary Hall, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker. Thank you guys so much for watching.